Good afternoon, or good morning, depending on what time of day that you're actually watching this. My name is James Cox, and I'm going to be talking to you today about something that a lot of homeowners or people that are just in rent houses or people that just live somewhere with a yard can appreciate. It's called Show Me the House is the title of my presentation. It's suggested tips and ideas on how to improve the curb appeal of your home. So, basic questions. Does your landscape look like this? Odds are, I know mine doesn't, but odds are it could be that your landscape is perfect and you're just checking out this video. Maybe it looks like this. Not bad. It looks like it's wintertime and some of the plants are kind of sparse, but basic and plain. Let's hope it really doesn't look like this. If it does, just pack up and move. Odds are that you're somewhere in between, and here's some of the reasons why. It could be something basic. I just don't know what I'm doing. I hear that a lot, and to expand a little bit on my background, I've spent a number of years in the landscape and garden center industry and became a Texas certified nurseryman several years ago. So for myself, I actually do know what I'm doing, and I do have the benefit of having that expertise in the background, but I am a homeowner. But I do hear a lot, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have the budget to re-landscape my yard. It can be really expensive to do what you think that you would like to do in your yard. I don't know where to start. That's the biggest thing, is I've got all these grandiose ideas about what my landscape can actually look like, and I have no idea where to begin. And it'll just be too long and too difficult. It's just me, it's just me and my wife, or me and my husband, or our kids, and it's just really going to be too hard for us to handle this kind of workload. So it's really coming down to a perception thing. So tips on really getting started. This is, take a picture of your yard for a reference point. This is always good. So you're milling around, you're walking around in your yard, and you don't know where to begin. And if you have any progress, you'll at least have a reference point on what it could look like. Do some basic maintenance. You would think this is an easy one, but how about mowing the yard, trimming it or weed eating it, removing any kind of debris? That could be leaves or trash or whatever's out in your yard. Trimming trees. This is another big one. If someone's driving past your house, even get in the car and drive past your house, and just park out front and take a look. That'll give you an idea about what it looks like. Sometimes just trimming the limbs up so you can actually see your home is crucial, or trimming the shrubs down to where they don't touch the rooftop. Decide if you have a budget. If not, don't worry. I'm going to show you actually some pictures that I've taken of a spot in my yard and tell you what I did with those. At the end of the day, seek professional help. Let's ask a lot of questions at a local garden center. Just take some pictures in. Everyone has a smartphone or a camera or something in to give them an idea, and grab someone at a garden center. And really the biggest step is to start. You just got to start somewhere. Why? What's the big deal? I'm living at this house. I'm busy. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a budget. Why would why do I need to start? Well, it increases your property value. It can give you neighborhood pride. Hey, he's that guy with an awesome lawn, or man, he's really got a great looking house, and people tend to catch up with those. And it discourages unwanted pests. You could have raccoons, armadillos, squirrels, skunks all living in your yard. Mice are the big ones, and mice and rats can get into yards that are unkept and unclean. So, plus it's just great exercise. You get a chance to get out of the house. Start with the basics. Remove any unsightly branches or plants from your yard. We talked about that. If there's a tree that's dead or half dead, cut it out. Mow and trim. If you don't own the equipment, I'm in a rent house and I don't have all this, all this money for all this big expensive equipment. See if you can't borrow your neighbors. They're out there mowing their yard. See if there's something you can't borrow. Water. Check. I know that can be really difficult to water with the restrictions that are out there, but just water your lawn and check with your local city offices for any kind of restrictions that may be going on. And then just drive around and get some ideas about what you could do. Okay, seek professional help. Go to a local garden center. Ask your neighbors what they're doing. Do some online research on what would thrive in your climate. That's just it. Asking questions is going to be huge before you get going. Don't walk into a garden center and buy something and just assume that it's going to grow. Do a little bit of research. Transformation. This is actually a house in my neighborhood. It was a little difficult to get the picture, to show up more clearly, but the side-by-side shows you kind of a basic landscape, and then how they took that a bit further, expanded the size of the bed, and added additional trees on the end and some shrubs and mulch that made it look really nice. And at the end of the day, get outside. It's get out of work and still while it's still light outside. Just get out and start working is the theme. So this is an image of my garage, or it used to be. We've been in the house for about 9 years now, but when we moved in, it was really plain. I had a lot of stuff around it. So I actually took this right after I put in this little pond here. This pond I picked up at a discount. It was at a Home Depot for $5. It was on clearance. And this crepe myrtle, this is early spring, so this crepe myrtle wasn't leafed out yet. I actually dug this up from my in-laws' house, so it didn't cost me a dime. And the stone that I put around the actual pond itself, that came in and came out of a house that was being destroyed. They're demolished. So this was in their front flower bed, so I was able to stop by and pick up this nice looking Austin stone. But it's really plain, so I'm going to show you some things that I did to help improve the appearance of this. Okay, this is actually the same bed. You may not believe it, but I had some additional Austin stone. This picture, I wanted it to be a little overgrown because it's a butterfly garden that I put in. But the Austin stone, I continued around the pond over here on the right and followed along the outside edge with the stone. All of these clippings or items that came out that would attract butterflies. So we've got some lavender here. We've got some salvia over here, morning glories, and lantana in the lower left-hand corner over here. All of these items were actually free. These were all items that were cuttings or clippings out of someone else's yard. I took them, I worked the bed, and then we planted it and watered them. That's really it. So this is another side shot of that same bed. It's a lot clearer picture, but you can see the morning glories up along the top edge. I have a miniature peach tree this is about the only item that I put in there was a miniature peach or dwarf peach tree that cost me about $20. Here's a cracked pot over that same pond that I put in and ran a piece of tubing through the back for a pump. So another good idea to kind of spruce things up. There was a section of fence directly across the pond where I was taking the pictures. It was short, 4-foot fence, had a lot of missing paint and chip paint. I left that in place and took 2 packages of morning glory seeds and planted along the base, and that created this overall look. The entire project cost me about $5 in seeds, and then this lattice work that you may see underneath actually cost about $4 or $5. Out of that for some leftover lattice from a landscape site. So this whole picture here, we got a lot of compliments on it, and it really didn't cost hardly anything as far as time frame. This is the side view, or a better view, of that same short piece of fence. As you can see, there's no extension of fence on to the left. There's no extension of fence to the right, and I took more of that same stone and went around the outside of it and created a small bed right in front. I took a couple of mums. This one actually, this mum did cost me about $3, I believe. And there's some irises and items. It's a little difficult to see, and some rosemary around the outside. And again, these were all clippings. So, the thought is, I don't have a budget. I don't know what to do. Just get some things that are aesthetically pleasing. Go in and talk to someone about it. If it's a good idea to put in, then they'll let you know. if it will actually work in this area. And then honestly, just start doing it. You know, I said to just start doing it if you think it's a good idea. Um, it wasn't long after that that I saw this in my neighborhood, so I had to take a picture of it. They thought this was a good idea. Technically, all the items in there can grow, but all right, really, two toilets in your front yard with plants growing out of them wasn't the best look. So again, keep that in mind. I guess it's in the eye of the beholder, but I would not necessarily find this or tag this as some sort of process that will improve your curb appeal. And so that's the point of the presentation. And I did have to share this one as well. A friend of mine actually lives in Alabama in a nice house. I do have to preface that. Something similar to what you saw in the very first slide of the presentation. But this was actually a house not too far from where he lives, and he sent me the picture. I didn't know what I would do with it at the time, but I'm using it as an example of they thought it was a good idea to have this in the front yard during Christmas time. So again, the whole point of this is what can we do to improve the curb appeal, and this was probably an exercise that they just didn't really give a lot of thought or care to it. So it is festive, I will give it that. And finally, there's some things you can do. This is my front door, and this is something my wife did. It was really kind of a dark spot, so we repainted this the front door, the screen door. We repainted it white to draw the eyes in. She actually made this wreath, and she found at a couple of shops off an antique store shelf, she found a couple of these items that she really liked. So it really didn't take much, but this really improves the curb appeal of the house. So when you're driving by, you see this nice presentation. So this is, you know, another really good idea in a way that you can improve the actual appearance of your house. So just to recap, we've covered several different things, but the whole point of this and my whole point of my presentation, and I hope it helped, is just to get some ideas on what might improve the appearance of your house. And really, a few basic things. Just one, just get started. Take a picture of your yard for a reference point. Two, do some basic maintenance. Just mow and trim and remove debris and trim trees. These things don't take any additional, any kind of expense. Decide if you do actually have a budget. You want to do something major or put in some nice landscaping or new plants or edging. Decide if you actually have a budget for that. At the end of the day, seek professional help. Go out and find somebody that knows what they're talking about. And the biggest tip is just to get started. So if you'd like your house to look like this at the end of the day or something similar, please get up and head down to your local garden center with some pictures of your current house. I wish you the best of luck. And as always, please feel free to reach out and place comments for me if you have any questions or have any feedback on my presentation. Thanks for your time.